Hello, everybody, and welcome to either your first or yet another IACAC College Exploration presentation. Today, we're going to talk about a lot of northern schools in Wisconsin, but I want to have a couple moments to just say a few things. First of all, we cannot see you, we cannot hear you, even though you can see and hear us. So if you have questions, please use the Q&A box. It looks like a little talking box with a Q&A next to it. Head to iacac.org to see the full schedule of sessions and also to sign up for more. When you're at iacac.org, you'll also be able to see recordings of this session and plenty of other sessions. But I will go ahead and hand it over to, I believe, Carrie.
All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick. So hold on one second. All right, so hopefully you all can see that. My name is Katie Schumacher. I am one of the assistant directors within the Office of Admissions at Marquette University, and I'm here with some awesome colleagues to just talk about Wisconsin private schools. We're so excited that you're here. We know there has been just a lot of Zoom stuff, a lot of virtual things, so we appreciate you hanging in there with us this evening to just do a little bit more of the virtual world, and that we'll let you kind of continue on with your evening. Because of that, we thought it'd be kind of fun to make it a little bit engaging. So we have this tool called Mitiometer. And essentially what you do is you can go on your phone, on your iPad, any other device, and you'll type in www.menti.com. And you'll use that code and you can kind of follow along. It's almost like a live polling. But we thought we'd do that just to kind of see who's all in the room, what the alliances are in terms of sports. So the most important question of the day is, of course, are you a Packers or a Bears fan? So I'm also going to participate in this. So we'll just give ourselves a couple minutes here. Pretty even right now. Okay, Packers, Bears. We'll see if there's any other movement. Interesting. I didn't know we're going to be pretty dead even on this. Okay, good to know. There's a level playing ground here. The next question will review the true team, though. The Bears and Packers have played each other around 200 times, which is pretty crazy. It's a great rivalry, as we all know. Who has more wins in this rivalry? Packers, Bears, no clue. I am really tired of you guys asking me football questions. What do we think? Packers seem to be the guiding choice. Let's see. I think I put the correct answer up there. No, I didn't. But the correct answer is the Packers. And they actually, the record is 99 to 95, and there's actually 6 ties. So, you know, it kind of balances out. But we thought that'd be a little bit fun to get some trivia in there, kind of related to the great rivalry between our states. And now I'm just going to pass it over to Carrie, who will introduce herself.
Good. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Carrie Stahl. I'm Director of Outreach for the Wisconsin Association of Independent Colleges and Universities, so the Private College Association in Wisconsin. I am originally from Illinois, though, so you can maybe guess which team I voted for. But I'm excited to share with you about an overview about our private colleges, and then we have a few of our colleges who are really going to go in depth and share some specific highlights with you. So we have 23 different private nonprofit colleges in Wisconsin, and we have about 52,000 students overall at all the colleges, and they're really spread all throughout the state. So there's a great mix between rural, urban, suburban locations, and I really encourage you as you go throughout your entire college search process to really think about what's going to work best for you and how you learn best. Some of the information on this slide, as you can see, we really focus on having that interactive learning environment. We certainly have overall smaller size of our campuses, and that allows them to be very student focused. So really from working with admissions staff throughout that application process, all the way to planning your schedule with academic advisors, to actually taking your classes and meeting with career advisors, you're going to find that really personalized approach. Our institutions do offer over 470 academic programs, so lots and lots of options to choose from, and most of those are direct admits. We have an average class size of 16 students, so most classes are, again, very small, very interactive. Also, our institutions really pride themselves on being accessible to all students. So as you can see, we have 26% of our enrolled students are underrepresented minorities, and 32% of our students are considered low income or Pell Grant eligible, and these are higher percentages than the state institutions in Wisconsin, so something we're really certainly proud of. And also, we have a very high four-year graduation rate, so that's significantly higher, 63% higher than at public four-year institutions in Wisconsin. So again, something that all of our institutions are very committed to is having you attend and then helping you get out, graduate on time, and move on to that next step. Next slide. So I definitely want to take a minute to touch base and talk about cost, as I know that's very important in terms of a college decision. So I want to really let you know about the affordability of our institutions. And all of our colleges really do a phenomenal job of putting together great financial aid packages for their students. 97% of our students receive financial aid. So this includes grants, scholarships, work study, loans, and 75%, so really the bulk of that average financial aid package at our colleges is made up of grants and scholarships. So that would be money that doesn't have to be paid back. On this slide, you can see that breakdown of the average tuition cost among our colleges and the average freshman financial aid package. And that stays really similar throughout the rest of your years. So as you can see, this really puts the average out-of-pocket cost at just over $5,000. And this is an average, so some people are going to fall above that and some people will fall below. But we really just want to share this with you, so when you're seeing kind of the full cost of tuition, just to understand how much support there is and to really not let that be a barrier as you're learning about these institutions and hopefully seeing some that could be a good fit for you. Please make sure that you're certainly applying, working with the admissions staff who'd be happy to answer any questions and give you more information about what financial aid looks like at their particular institution. Next slide. All right, so I also want to share our website, which is wisconsinsprivatecolleges.org. This is a great resource with a lot of important information on it that I'd encourage you to check out. We have an online guide that you can page through, and it has information for each of our colleges, really a highlight, a snapshot information about the campus, how many students go there, cost of tuition, programs that they offer, what sports they offer. And then there's also information about the application timeline, being test optional. All of our institutions for next year are currently test optional with exclusion of a few very specific programs. That information is on our website. We also have a major search tool, so you can look up different programs and see which of our institutions would offer that program. You can put in a minor, you can put in a sport and see what would come up. There's also all the scholarship websites, so as you're narrowing down your list, certainly check out that information so you can see what scholarships they actually have available and if there's a timeline to applying for those. Certainly ways that you can visit either in person or a lot of great virtual visit opportunities as well. We also have some great checklists so that just kind of giving you some guiding questions for students, and we also have that available for parents as you're going through this process, what questions you might want to ask and things to consider. And those are really geared also to this year, knowing that some of your visits might be virtual visits, at least initially. And then we also have a link with COVID updates. So that goes to all of our institutions, so you can just really learn their most up-to-date information. And really all of our institutions are really very happy to work with you and be as flexible as they can be given all that's going on with this very unusual and challenging time. And so I really just encourage you to learn about them, to check them out. They're really special learning places with very engaged and excited students, wonderful professors, wonderful staff who really thrive being there. And so I hope you'll check them out. And I know you'll be looking forward to hearing more about our specific members. I'll hand it off to Sam at Lakeland.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sam Paulette, and I am representing Lakeland University. I work here. I've been here for a little over 7 years as an admissions counselor, director of admissions, and now serve as vice president for enrollment management. We are a small school. We're located only a few minutes away from a larger community in Sheboygan. Larger community in Wisconsin, in Sheboygan, of about 50, nearly 60,000 people in Sheboygan, right by the lakeshore. So from Chicago, it's a little bit less than 2.5-hour drive, about 150 miles, and just follow the lakeshore up to Lakeland. So we are halfway between Milwaukee and Green Bay. We've got about 700 traditional undergraduate students on campus. And we're a very small school, and that means that our faculty are really focused on teaching and giving a lot of personal touch and attention to their students in their classes. I've got well over 30 different majors and many more different minors and pre-professional programs. Almost 50% of our students are participating in NCAA Division III athletics or other varsity athletic teams, including some new sports that we added in the past year, one being esports. We have a brand new state-of-the-art facility that we built in the spring, and it's fully functional now, and we're really excited to be using it. It's actually the only sport right now that's competing, but we're actually starting practices soon for basketball, I believe actually tomorrow or the next day, and volleyball. So we've got some great sports and great programs there as well if you're looking for an athletic experience on a Division III campus. What really sets us apart from many schools is our experiential education program. We've haven't created anything new necessarily. We've taken a lot of what great experiential education schools do across the country, and have created a small school version of cooperative education. And so what that means is that within 4 years, our students are leaving Lakeland with 12 to 18 months of full-time professional work experience in their field. And what that does is it doesn't extend your time to graduate. You'll still be out of here in 4 years. You'll still be able to participate in all the things you want to participate in college, whether that's clubs, organizations, theater, music, or athletics. And it also, and what it does is it replaces about up to 25% or 1 full year of your 4 years of credit. So we really value our partnerships and relationships that we've built with our area companies. We've got a strong economy in Sheboygan County with companies like Kohler and Sargento Cheese, Johnsonville Sausage, as well as some other great companies within an hour and a half radius that our students take advantage of, even as far as the Green Bay Packers and Milwaukee Bucks and Milwaukee Brewers. So we've got some great reach there as well. Really would love for you guys would take a look at our website, lakeland.edu. We're doing virtual visits. We're doing in-person visits as well on an individual basis. We can do 4 a day. So check us out online, lakeland.edu. Love to have ability to talk with you more, or hopefully be able to visit as it gets a little bit safer, maybe in the spring or early summer. But again, thank you for checking out some private schools in Wisconsin. Again, my name is Sam, and I hope to talk to you soon. And you can find us at lakeland.edu.
Perfect. Hi, everybody. My name is Brendan Nabosny. I am one of our assistant directors of admissions at Lawrence University. Lawrence University is an undergraduate-only university, and we're located in Appleton, Wisconsin, so about 3 hours north of Chicago and about a half hour south of Green Bay. We are a small private university made up of 1,500 students. And like I said, we're undergraduate only. And the reason why we can call ourselves a university is because we have 2 degree-giving bodies. So we have our College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, where students receive a Bachelor of Arts, and then we have our Conservatory of Music, where students can receive a Bachelor of Music or a Bachelor of Musical Arts. About 25% of our students are receiving a degree through the Conservatory, while the other 75% of our students are receiving a degree through the College of Arts and Sciences. Our Conservatory of Music is an open conservatory, though, so that means if a student has a music interest but doesn't want to commit to being a music major, they can still get involved with music, whether that's picking up a minor, taking a lesson taking classes, joining an ensemble. So about 50% of our total campus population is involved with music in some way. So music has a very big presence on our campus. That being said, there's 50% of students who are not involved with music, which I always say is great because we always need audience members as well. We were founded in 1847, and the city of Appleton was also founded in 1847. So the two have really grown up together. So we have a great, strong relationship with the city. We're located right in downtown Appleton. So when you walk one block off of downtown, you're right on campus, which is really cool. It's really accessible, which is really great. 1,500 students on campus. We're also a purely residential college. So all 1,500 students do live on campus. You can start freshman year with that stereotypical 2-person per room type situation, then branch out into a lot of different living options, starting with doubles, triples, quads, our suites, our lofts, our apartments, as well as our themed houses. The themed houses are my favorite options because these houses are dedicated to our different organizations on campus. So for example, we have dance house where all the dancers live, gaming house where all the students interested in board games, video games, anything like that, they live in a house together. And my personal favorite house is Slug House, which stands for Sustainable Lawrence University Gardens. So all the gardeners live on campus together. The best thing about the Slug Garden was that it was a senior experience project. So all of our students are required to complete what's called a senior experience, their senior capstone project. And a student left a legacy by creating the Slug Garden. The produce from that garden, 50% of it goes into Andrew Commons, which is our main dining facility on campus, and all the compost goes back into the gardens. And the other 50% of the produce goes to the Appleton Farmers Market that happens every Saturday. So it's a way for us to engage with the community as well. Your average class size is going to be 13 to 15 students with an 8-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So super small, super intimate. You're really creating strong relationships and kind of a mentor-mentee relationship with your faculty. That opens up plenty of opportunities for different research opportunities, internship opportunities, things to successfully set you up for a post-graduation career or grad school or anything like that. In addition to academics, we are Division III school as well. So we offer 22 varsity sports, with women's hockey being the latest addition to our repertoire. They are starting their season this year, hopefully, fingers crossed. In addition to our Appleton campus, we also have our campus on Lake Michigan in Door County called Bjorklanden. This is our lodge on Lake Michigan. It's an 100-person lodge that is specifically dedicated to our students during the academic year. So organizations will go up to do different retreats, classes go up to do research projects. It's just a way for our students to get away from the stress of campus and enjoy a really pretty location right on Lake Michigan. What else can I say? We're currently offering on-campus tours as well as virtual tours, meetings with admissions counselors virtually. You can sit in on classes virtually as well as meet with academic professors virtually, and you can find that all on our website. I encourage you to check us out a little bit more, and thank you for letting me speak to you today.
Awesome. Again, my name is Katie Schumacher. I am one of the assistant directors within the Office of Admissions at Marquette. And so I've been at Marquette going on 8 years. I went to Marquette as an undergrad, so just kind of know the area of Marquette, both professionally and from alumni perspective. I think some of the things that make us unique is, of course, our location. We are located in the heart of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So you're just steps away from a variety of different opportunities, both professionally and socially. And with that, about 75% of our students have at least one internship while they're at Marquette. And I think that's, again, because the access we have to the city and being so close. There are also a variety of Fortune 500 companies in Milwaukee, like Northwestern Mutual, Harley-Davidson, and those are simply walking distance from our campus. What also makes us unique and relates to our private identity is that we are a Jesuit institution. So we're one of the 27 Jesuit institutions across the country. So Loyola Chicago, Xavier, Creighton, those are some examples of Jesuit schools. And I think at the core of Jesuit education is really that sense of service, that sense of care for others. And 80% of our students engage in some form of service. It is not required. It is just kind of what our students do. And I think that is really the ethos of our student body. is not only giving of others, but just being involved. About 81% of our students are involved in a student organization, 21% are involved in research, 29% study abroad. So again, it's really expanding your horizons and educating the entire person, which is a big component of Jesuit education. We are a D1 school across all sports. We are in the Big East Conference. We have 14 Division I teams. Just a little shout out for the NBA Finals that is starting tonight. We have 2 players on the Heat that were Marquette alums. So Mr. Jay Crowder, Mr. I was about to say Jimmy Butler. Oh yeah, Jimmy Butler. I was about to say Wes Matthews. RIP with the Bucks. But another great NBA fan. But I just read a fact that they're looking at what schools have some players left, and Marquette is at the top with 2 guys left. So I feel like it's a big part of our identity. I always say, even if you're not into basketball or sports, you got to go to one Marquette game. We do play in the Fiserv Forum where the Bucks play. So it's just a really cool atmosphere to be a part of and to have that there. Some of our top programs that I like to mention is our physical therapy program. We have a 6-year direct entry program, and it is 15th in the country. So if you're interested in physical therapy, it's kind of a great place for that. We also have a 5-year master's in physician's assistant program, so our PA program. We just built a brand new building just because of the interest across the country in PA, but then also within our specific program. The facility is just phenomenal, so that's another great option. And then I just wanted to reference to our test optional policy. Carrie kind of talked about that as well. We have been test optional since last year, but we're test optional across the board. So not only for admissions review, but for scholarship review, for those accelerated programs I talked about for PT is also test optional. So if you feel like your test score is not a good representation of you academically, don't worry. If you couldn't take the test, not a problem. It will not penalize you in any way. And I think I just want to reiterate what Carrie said, because I think some schools, it might be where it's only one program or not. So just kind of make sure you're asking those questions and connecting with your admissions counselor, just because that's going to be a little bit different this year with COVID. We are offering a variety of virtual opportunities, whether it's virtual tours or virtual information sessions. So you can find that online. We do have on-campus visits. So we are doing about 4 a day with a maximum of 4 students per visit. And we are doing right now, with the weather being pretty great, knock on wood, some Saturday tours as well at limited capacity. We do have a variety of Illinois students that have kind of come up for that. Again, we are only about an hour and a half north from Chicago. So that's something you're interested in. All those kind of COVID precautions and regulations are online, so you can kind of take a look. And then hopefully we will be kind of continuing that process at maybe a greater level in the spring. But all that information can not only be found on our website, but as Carrie said, the WAICU website as well. If you have questions, let me know. And otherwise, I will pass it on.
Thanks, Katie. Last but not least, hi everyone, I'm Catherine Hankamp. I am actually the Chicago Regional for St. Norbert. So I actually live in the Chicagoland area and work for St. Norbert. I'm an alum of St. Norbert as well, so I definitely love talking about my experience as well. So we are just about 3 hours north, 3.5, depending on where you are in the suburbs and traffic, of course, to De Pere, Wisconsin. So we're right on the banks of the Fox River. You can see in that beautiful picture of fall on campus. So you have this gorgeous waterfront campus with a ton of stuff to do in walking distance. And that is something that I think really draws students to our school. Movie theater, bowling alley, coffee shops, all that you would have, just a nice little downtown area right by campus. And then we're just 10 minutes away from Green Bay, which is the 3rd largest city in Wisconsin. And definitely more to do than just Packers up there. There's, as a Bears fan, there's lots to do in the area. But as we found out, we're about 50-50 anyway. So it's a great location because we are one of 2 schools in the area. So it's an advantage for our students. All of these Fortune 500 and 100 companies find and have headquarters, Schreiber National, Schneider Foods. They have headquarters up in Green Bay, and they need interns. So a lot of our students have the opportunity to walk away with 2 to 3 internships during their 4 years. So a lot of experience that you can build on your resume as you've been hearing throughout the night. So great location, definitely not in the middle of nowhere, and also not right in a city. So if you're looking for that mix, it can be the best of both worlds for you if you're looking for that. We're a smaller private Catholic liberal arts college. We're also Norbertine, and that's actually what makes us pretty unique. We're the only Norbertine college in the entire world, so kind of a fact with that. The two values that we talk about as Norbertines that you definitely feel and get a sense of when you're on campus are radical hospitality and communio. Radical hospitality is just that. It's a very welcoming place. You're not going to see students walking around with headphones in their ears. They're holding doors open for each other. It's just that really welcoming feeling that whether you're there for a visit or you're there for your 4 years, it really feels like home. And that's what something that our students and even alumni, still say about St. Norbert. Communio is this idea of service, so giving back to the community that we're in. Again, not a requirement on our campus, but about 89% of our students are involved in some sort of service throughout their 4 years, whether it be one of their living arrangements that they're in, one of the housing units, or one of their classes will be doing that. We do an Into the Streets, which is a service project our incoming freshmen do during their first experience on campus that first weekend. It really kind of introduces you to the De Pere Green Bay area, but also gets you to meet some people and kind of give back to the community and learn about where you're at. So that's a great kind of aspect of campus, those two values that we hope you really enjoy. There's 2,000 students that call St. Norbert home, and so that makes your class size average around 19. The largest class you'll ever have is about 30, so we definitely talk a lot about developing relationships with your faculty. One of the things I personally loved as a student was having a faculty member as an academic advisor. So we don't just hand you a course catalog and say, here you go, figure it out. Go ahead and pick your major and go on from there. You are actually every semester going to sit down with an advisor, and they will help you pick your courses for the next semester, as well as following years. If you're looking at doing something like studying abroad, they help make sure that you stay on our four-year graduation guarantee to keep you on track with that, with our study abroad office as well. So that's a really great aspect of it too. But those advisors really become friends. I still stay in touch with my academic advisor. He's someone I reach out to every now and again. We send Christmas cards. And that's something that I think a lot of our students really love, is that relationship they develop with their advisor, but also faculty members, because they're only teaching their courses. You're not going to have any teaching assistants teaching any of your classes at St. Norbert too. You might be doing research with your faculty members. That's something you can start out as an incoming freshman, which I know a lot of our students love to do. Any major can do that. It's not just science students, but a lot of our students will do research. And you might find yourself actually going to a faculty member's house for dinner with their family too. So that's definitely one of the things that you can really enjoy, that relationship building. 98% of our students are residential, so they live on campus all 4 years. That really, again, goes back into that deep sense of community that we do have at St. Norbert. So freshman year, that traditional resident hall, sophomore year, more suite style, and then by junior and senior year, you might be in apartment townhouses or even a house that the school has that puts in within walking distance of campus. So you're not right in the heart of campus, but you have about a 2 to 3 block walk to where your academic buildings are. If you're really lucky, you'll live in one of our 8 townhouses. The townhouses are actually on the water. They have balconies, great hangouts for you. And a lot of our students really love that. I definitely lived there when I was a junior, so it was a really nice spot to live. And we call them our $1 million views, because you go down the road and the houses cost over $1 million. So you get that and you're not paying for it, which is really great. Being very residential, our students are very active. So there's over 100+ clubs and organizations that you can belong to, everything from academic to faith and service clubs to Greek life. About a quarter of our students are involved in Greek life, intramurals, and then we're Division III athletics. So we've actually recently moved athletic conferences. We're now in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference, which for you in Illinois is a really great thing, because previously we our distance was about 5 hours, 6 hours for our students to compete. So if you're an athlete now, really that 3 hours is going to be the furthest our students are going to go. So it makes the travel a little bit easier for our athletes. And I can't not mention our 5-time national champion men's hockey team at the Division III level. That's always a lot of fun when our men's team is going. They've won 5 national championships, and a lot of excitement on the weekends for that. Done a lot of renovations to campus, over $150 million in renovations, all from private donations. So we haven't actually built anything without having the money to fund those projects as well. So that's a really nice utilization of funds for our students. You're not paying for it, it's actually already paid for. One of the biggest renovations was to our science facility. That was actually a $45 million project, and we partnered with the Medical College of Wisconsin. Their headquarters are in Milwaukee, and now they have their satellite campus on our campus. So we're actually the only small liberal arts college in the country with a medical school right on campus. So if you are thinking the sciences, it's a really great program to be looking into. 9 cadavers in the cadaver lab and everything. So definitely a cool program, cool facility to be in. There are over 40 programs to choose from, so you really can't pick a bad major at a liberal arts school, just as any of us. There's just more detail that you can get into. And as far as admissions goes, rolling admissions, we either accept the Common App or our own application. We are test optional this year as well, so that's something, a theme from the evening. Your transcripts are really, and your essay are really the two main components that we're looking at aside from your resume. And when we review your application for acceptance, we'll also award a merit scholarship that this year will range anywhere from $15,000 to $24,000. So that's something we'll look at right off the bat. There are additional scholarships you can apply to, and we typically will let you know if you're eligible based off of what we see on your application too. Lastly, we're also open for visits. You can hit a few of us on the way up. You know, we're about an hour and a half past Milwaukee, so start at Marquette and kind of wake your way up. You can hit Lawrence and St. Norbert and Lakeland all in, and Marquette all in one day. So if you really tried hard, or a weekend, I should say. So definitely, like everyone else, schedule your visit ahead of time. We do have those restrictions for COVID, and we hope you can get up to campus too, just to see how beautiful Wisconsin is, because it's definitely hard to beat our land.
Love it. Hit us up on the way there, and then if you can't, hit us up on the way back. Unless it's just easy drive. So this has kind of been going on for a little while now for IACAC, but please feel free to check out all of our other private schools in Wisconsin. There are many. We are just a few of them, and you can kind of see some of their logos below there. So please feel free to take a look. Each of us is different, but we all, I think, have really great things to offer. And then also know that we're here for you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. We have our emails that are up on the screen. So again, don't hesitate to send us an email. And now we just kind of want to turn it over to you to see if you have any questions. Again, like Mark said in the beginning, you are able to put those questions in the chat. So we'll just leave just a couple minutes and see if there are any questions, and then we can answer them. If not, we can turn it back over to Mark to kind of close it out there.
And I'll just mention while we're waiting to see if any questions come through, as you think ahead, this seems a long way off, but next summer we will have Private College Week. And so that's a week in July 7th through the 12th, that all of our institutions will have just special open houses, special visits going on that week. So certainly I hope you can come up and visit before then, but if you'd like to come back a second time or make kind of a family trip, family vacation out of it, that's another great time to visit some of our institutions. So feel free to visit at any time. We'd be happy to see you again, either in person, virtually, whatever works.
All right, it doesn't seem like there's any questions, so I'm going to stop my screen share and let Mark kind of take the lead. And again, if anything comes up, you have our email addresses, or feel free to reach out to any of our institutions.
Great. Well, I want to just say thank you to all of our presenters today, and thank you for everybody who could attend this. Just a quick couple of notes. I'm going to move on here. All right. Once you close out, you're going to get a quick survey. It's only 4 questions, so if you don't mind filling that out, let us know how we did and how we can do better. A couple of things, head over to IACAC.org, because that is where you'll see the full schedule, and you can sign up for even more sessions like this or general college exploration sessions. These sessions are all recorded, so you'll be able to find them over on IACAC.org as well. One last time to say thank you to everybody for attending, and of course for our panelists. Thank you guys very much. All right, have a great rest of the day, everybody.